In this video, I'm going to talk about some escaping options for when your opponent goes to do a hug choke on you. So basically, we're going to be here like this, and Chris is going to get a hug choke on me. The first thing that I need to do is I need to create some sort of space where the left side of my neck is, so then that way I can buy myself some time to actually start escaping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my hands palm to palm, and I'm going to bring my elbow back. I don't want it on his neck, because if I have it on his neck, I can't really generate a ton of pressure, and he can still squeeze and get a very good choke on me. When I bring it by his neck, it becomes a little bit harder. The other thing too is I like to turn my head into him because it releases some pressure on my neck. So I want to drive into their head, as much on their head as possible. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kick my legs up, and I'm going to grab behind my leg. So my left arm grabs behind my leg, the one that's getting choked. At this point, I can use my leg on my arms to start releasing some pressure. So notice how my voice is better. So now when Chris goes to add more pressure, I can still feel some choking pressure, but not as much. The other thing too is don't be flat on your back. Turn to your side when you do this, because now when he goes to add some more pressure, it becomes harder. So I'm going to keep driving. If I feel like there's now some space, so let's say bring your head down. So he has his head down, but I feel there is some space for my arm. One thing that I can do is I can open my left arm up really quickly and then turn into him and then drop my elbow. So I drive here, I'm looking my head back, I release some of the pressure here, he still has his grips on me, and then what I do is I bring my left arm up and then I drop my elbow down, because now I can turn into him, and now I'm basically in like a headlock position, and I can start working to get out from here and then start working to do my headlock escapes. However, more higher level people aren't going to keep you in a headlock. They'll probably just accept the fact that they didn't get the hug choke, and they might actually either try to keep their top position in some other way, or they might just end up squaring up and then you just got out. So when we're here like this, with all these particular escapes that we're doing right now, we want to put some pressure initially. So we put pressure and then we grab our leg. So I'm here like this and I grab my leg. If I feel like his body is starting to come over this direction, or I can get good control, one thing that I can do is I can do almost like a Peterson roll type of movement. I can now turn to my right by driving my left shoulder through. I let go with my left arm, and then I wrap it around his arm here, like this, and then I can roll and come through here. Now once I'm here, do not keep your arm across, because if you keep your arm across, he's still going to have the hug choke on you. And this actually might be a little bit more difficult to escape. If he still has the hug choke, I'm still going to wrap my leg and deal with all this stuff again. So as we're rolling, get the arm over and get them in kind of like a regular type of scarf hold position. So when we're here like this, and he has the position on me, I'm putting my pressure. I'm always grabbing the leg, and then I turn to my side a little bit. Do not be flat on your back, because you're giving them the opportunity to still put pressure. Turn to your side. This is going to loosen it up. I can drive, bring my arm over, and start clearing my arm out. I also have the ability to try to turn away from him. And as I go to turn away from him, I want to make this explosive. Ideally, if I use my toes here and I look over, I can get control of him. So now when he goes to like square back up, it starts becoming harder. And then I can come up, and then I get my arm around his head right away, so I can control my position. The faster you do that, the better. For people who have good rolling ability and also flexibility in their back and their hips as well, you also may have the opportunity to kind of do almost like a back roll type of movement. So I'm here like this, I drive into his neck, then I grab my leg, I turn to my side. So I come here, I can drive down, and then after I drive down, I can start rolling backwards. So as I roll backwards, this switches the position really well, to where I end up in an advantageous position. Just make sure when you're rolling backwards that you turn your head, so then that way you don't roll over the back of your neck. So if we do that one more time. This one's a little trickier. However, if you can pull this one off, you end up in probably the best position out of all of them. So I'm here like this, I grab here, and then I can drive, see how I keep my arm here? I can drive down and then back up. Now I'm in almost like a switch position. I can get on top, or if my timing is really good, I can possibly take his back as well. So you have the option of clearing your arm out. You have the option of doing like a Peterson roll style reversal. And you have the option of doing a back roll, all starting off of this leg gripping position. Just remember to come here and go back, because that's what's gonna start saving you. A very common thing that people do, which usually just delays the submission, is they answer the phone. That is super common for people to do. However, at least from my experience, from seeing people doing it, and even me trying it in the past, it's much lower position, much lower percentage. So we're like this, and you see people going like this. They like kind of like answer the phone, they bring their hand by their ear, but Chris can still generate a lot of pressure. He right there, he just moved my hand. Let's say he didn't even move my hand. And he drives. He can still choke me. I'm better off grabbing my leg, in my opinion, so then that way I can increase my chances of creating more space and escaping. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know, post them below, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. All right.